All right. Let's see. Are we on? Check. One. Testing. Check. Everybody can hear me. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right, guys. We are on the stream. Good to see everybody here. Okay, let me give this a second till people get on. Let's give this a sec. All right. Yeah, put you guys here. Welcome to the stream, guys. You get some light here for us. All right. All right. Bless you guys. All right. I see who's on. I see Johnny. How you doing, Johnny? I'm not gonna really sing a song today. I'm just gonna cover some concepts. I'm gonna do probably more teaching here for you guys that are looking to learn a little more. So good to see everybody. You want to just let me know who's on, and just would love to know who's on, and we can get started. Okay, give me 1 second here. Try to move everything around. All right. Great to see everybody on. Awesome. Okay, so today I wanted to cover what I call slash chords. And you probably have seen this a lot in praise and worship. You might have seen this a lot in your chords, in reading chord charts. If you read chord charts, if you don't, I'll try to keep this as simple as possible for you guys that don't understand. Okay, Johnny, yeah, we'll definitely talk later. James, good to see you, James, my brother. So, I know you were on the stream the other day. So for some of you guys, if some of these concepts become really complicated, I have built my King's Worship site, and I'm going to type that really quick in the chat. You guys can go to the site, and I have actually over 35 hours of content there where you guys can actually learn chords, and you can learn how to play or the keyboard, play praise and worship music. Let me just type that in there really quick for you guys. So it's actually King's Worship. It's kingsworshipacademy.com. And you guys can join that. And that way you can get started. I have 35 hours of stuff. I mean, it's HD videos. You find I have chords, scales. I mean, I cover everything there. And it'll definitely get you started. And I designed that for the beginner to the intermediate, because I noticed that there are a lot of courses out there that teach praise, worship, gospel music. They're very complicated. So, and I saw a lot of people that are like, oh, can you slow down? I don't understand. What is a C chord? You know. So I want to make sure I created something for the people that are just starting to come in and learn. And then, of course, you'll have the opportunity throughout the site where you can actually get more advanced. Shout out Minnesota. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you. Felicia. Good to see you. Okay. Can everybody hear me? I see Felicia said what happened. It looks like I can see the stream. Okay. Seems like I'm on. It seems like I can hear fine and everything. So I just want to make sure everybody else can hear me. I'll turn up the piano a little bit. Okay, awesome. So what are slash chords? So slash chords basically are, I'm going to type this in here. You might have seen stuff like this, where you see on a chord chart, you see C over E, right? Or let's say you see a song and it looks like a little like something like this. Is that font good enough for you guys, or should I make this font a little bigger? I think I'm gonna make it just a tad bigger. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. So I'm just making up a progression here. I'm just using anything random right now. This isn't any song in particular, but I'm just gonna make something up. Christina, good morning. How are you? Good to see you from Hawaii. Christina's on. My good friend. So, yeah, so I'm gonna type this in. Awesome. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Oh, you can now? Okay, thank you, Felicia. Okay, awesome. So basically, you might have seen something like this, right? In your, maybe in a chord chart, right? And I'm going to play this. What is this? What is this saying? This is basically saying it's a C chord, it's a C major chord, right? Then it's a C over E, a C major chord with an E in the bass, an F major chord with a G in the bass, and I'm going to explain all this. A G chord with a B in the bass, G major chord, and a C chord, which is a C major chord. So what happens with slash chords? These are slash chords. We see where I have C over E, I have F over G, and I have G over B. So what a slash chord is? A slash chord is basically, it's a chord, it's a major chord with a different note in the bass of the actual tonic chord. Okay, Felicia, thank you, Felicia. So if for example, if we're playing this progression, right? Can everybody hear this piano? I just want to make sure everybody can hear the piano. Just let me know in the comments, please. Because I want to make sure everybody can hear the audio. So you can hear and you can see what I'm doing. So if you just type in the comments for me, please, just let me know. I'm actually looking at, I have two computers over here, so I'm looking back and forth between you guys. So, okay. So, if we're playing a C chord, we know a C chord is what? It's a C, E, A to G, right? And this is what we play with the right hand. And in the left hand, we play what? We play a C. Or we can play an octave, right? This is an octave, same chord, separated between a range. Or we can just play with note. Regardless, the left hand plays a C as well, which gives us the C chord, because the bass is the root. The bass is going to be the same as the regular C chord. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Felicia. Okay. Oh, thanks, Roger. Appreciate it. So I sent you an email, Roger. I don't know if you got that, but whenever you get a chance, we could talk. Thanks, brother. So a C chord basically is a C in the bass, right, and a C chord in the right hand. Now, if we have a slash chord, and we'll get into the spiritual principles later, but for right now we're going to cover the technical aspects for you guys that are really wanting to learn. Now, if we have an E chord, a C over E basically is the same thing as a C chord, right? But now what happens is we have an E in the bass. So the E in the bass gives us, now if you watch, I can play the same note, the same chord in the right? I'm playing the C chord, right? Now I'm going to change my left hand. Do you hear that? It's the same, but it has a different sound, right? If I go to F, I'm going to play this progression here, right? F. So we know F is F, A, C, right? And I'm playing, what am I playing? Now, if you guys don't know what an inversion is, if you don't know some of this language, go ahead and join kingsworshipacademy.com. It will definitely help you. Also, you guys can get my free book, which is 5 Steps to Elevate Worship. So as soon as you go to kingsworshipacademy.com, as soon as you go to the page, you'll see the download. You can download the free book, and that will help you. I'm covering some of these concepts here, but a lot of these more advanced stuff, if you join the academy, like I said, there's over 35 hours of video there. So I have over almost 200 videos there. So chords, scales, techniques, and I'll be adding more, okay? So, Johnny, we will talk. I'll get to you, okay? My brother, I'll send you a message after. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Roger. So basically, we have the C, right? And I'm just going to play this progression as I have it written. C over E, right? We have the F, right? F chord. Then we have G over B. Right? So we'll put that in real time after, but I just want to break down the concept. So what happens is I'm playing the same note, the same chord, but I'm switching up the bass. C over E, an F chord, 'F chord, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an F over B, right? Then an F over G, and an G in the bass, F chord in the right hand, then a G over B, B in the bass, then a C. So what's happening is the slash chord is giving us a different tone in the left hand because the right hand is going to help us keep the harmonics. It's going to help us keep the harmony. It's going to help us keep the harmonic structure. So that way, it's going to help us keep the harmonic structure so we can keep the harmony when we're playing. So let's put this into, let's use this for a song, okay? Now let's say I use, let me think of a simple song. Here I'm to worship, right? And let's do this in the key of C. And I'm going to write out the chord progression. This is the chord progression here. And some of these slash chords you just see me play. So some of them will still be in this song. Okay. So this is the basic chord progression for Here I Am to Worship. Okay. Let's make this a little bigger. You know, technology is so cool nowadays. You can do all this stuff and people can really learn from wherever they are in the world. So I really appreciate it. Thank God for technology. Christina, this is live. So, all right. So we have Here I Am to Worship. So I'm going to play this. C, right? G over B, right? C over E. F, right? So what am I doing here? So basically, I'm in the right hand, I'm emphasizing the melody, but my left hand is keeping that structure, it's keeping that foundation as it's moving. So let's slow this down and break this down again so you guys can get that. So what I'm doing, here I am to worship. We're playing the C, right? And I'm playing the C second inversion. How's that second inversion? Because we got the root, right? And what I do is I take the bottom note and I put it on the top. You see that? So I get my first inversion. Then I take the bottom note and I put that on the top. Then I get my second inversion. So that's basically my second inversion. I'm just playing it down here. So, and why do I do the second inversion? Well, I do the second inversion because one of the rules of thumb is that I want the melody on the top. So I'm going worship. See, the E's on the top. So I want to keep that E on the top. So I'm playing this inversion. So I'm playing the C, right? Right, and I'm playing the D on the top, and I have the G with a B in the bass, right? And I'm playing in the root position because I have the melody here. To say, right? Melody's back here, so I'm back to the second inversion. My God. Then I'm back to root, right? Because the melody's here. So what's happening is, as I'm playing the melody, keeping the harmonic structure in my right hand, the left hand is just keeping me grounded. Say that you're my God. And normally a bass player will play this, but I'm going to show you how you get even spice up these slash chords. So if I'm playing, see that left hand. Listen to that left hand. Now I'm going to show you how you can add on to that. So I mean, for some of you guys, this might be very basic, right? G over B, C over E. Then we're back to the root, right? So here's one thing that I do. So let's make a bullet point here, and I'm going to give you some of my tips that I do. So for the left hand, this is what I'm going to do. Left hand, I'm going to add the fifth with my octave. So here's one of the first steps that I do. So when I'm playing, we already know that we got the melody and we got the chord in the right? So, right? But I need some fullness, I need some body to the sound. Especially like when we're in worship, we want to have some kind of body so that way the sound is full. Because sometimes, you know, it depends on your worship. You might have a full band where if you have a full band, you might be a keyboard player, you want to lay back. But if you might have a full band in church, maybe it's just you on keys and a bass player and maybe a drummer and that's it. Or maybe it's just you even holding it solo and you know, singing stuff like that. Or maybe it's just you accompanying a worship leader singing. So when that happens, you want to try to have a nice full sound. You don't want to have it, you know, where it's distracting, but you want to have a nice body of the sound. So basically what happens is we're going to go up to worship, right? Now you hear that, right? It's decent, right? But now what happens when I add the fifth as I wrote in the bullet? I'm going to add the octave, right? What is the fifth? G. How do I know the fifth is G? Because according to C major scale, what do we have? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and what? 5. This is the fifth. This is the fifth. So when I say I'm adding the fifth according to the root. So my root is C. So I'm adding the fifth of C. And that goes for any key. If we're in A flat, we're going to add the fifth of A flat to E flat. If we're in F, we're going to add the fifth of F to C. But we're here in C. So we're adding the fifth of C, which is G. Now, if you don't understand what I just did, if you don't understand major scales, I'm telling you, go to the academy. This stuff is broken down very simple for you guys. It's very, and I made this academy very inexpensive for you guys to join. But so we have the fifth. So now watch what happens the difference when I play just the octave, but then when I play the octave with the fifth. So this is just the octave. Right? It's nice, right? Now what happens when I play with the fifth? Ooh, look at that. You hear that? It definitely has a fuller sound. Hear that? Now same thing here. Now actually, so we have here I am. Right? Now this is kind of an unsaid rule. So when I'm in my C, right? Here I am to worship. Then when I'm going to my G over B, right? Typically, I might not add the fifth on the G over B. Why? I'll explain the reason why I won't do that. The reason why I don't do that is because we know this key, we're playing songs in what? It's in the key of C, right? So what does that mean? In the key of C, I have number white keys. I have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, as I said before, right? But now when I'm playing the B, what happens? The fifth of B is a little different because the B major scale is this. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, right? F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and B. So what happens is I have a black key there for the fifth because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So meaning that, again, when I play it, watch. It's a little dissonant. It's kind of funky because this key's written in all white keys, and I'm kind of adding this. Now, there's a way you can add that. I'll show you where it could be. You know, you can do slick, but to kind of just hold it down like that, it's gonna create a dissonance. So normally I won't do that. I won't go that. I'll just either do two things. I'll play. I'll just play it normal. Right? Or what I'll do is this. Here's a little trick. You see what I did? So I kind of use that as a passing note. You see that? So I'm going to give you my second thing that I do. in the left hand. And you don't do this all the time because it's like salt and pepper. If you add too much salt or too much pepper to food, what happens? It's gonna get really bad. It spoils the taste. But if you just the right amount, it enhances the food, makes it better. But if I add too much salt or too much pepper to a meal, the meal is not enjoyable anymore. It can kind of make you sick. It's like, ugh. So it's the kind of same thing with this technique. So let me write this real quick. So what I do with the left hand is I use the fifth and the sharp fifth, or you can say the flatted sixth, is the same thing. So that's what I do. I use the fifth and the sharp fifth as a movement. What am I saying? So 1, 2. If we're in B, right? I'm on that B because I'm on that G over B. So I'm using that fifth according to the root that I'm in. So I'm on the B. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the 5. So what is a sharp fifth? We know a sharp fifth is just simply a half step up from the fifth. So it's a G. So that's the movement I'm creating. If you don't know what a sharp fifth is, go to the academy. I explain that in harmonics. That's what that's. It's one of the terms that it's called. Well, when it's the same note can have the same name, a different name. I mean, same note can have a different name. So it could be a sharp fifth, or it could be the flatted sixth, which is the same. So I have a. See that? So I use that as a movement. Then I kind of hit the chord after. Or you can hit it before. You can hit it as soon as you hit the B. So, but if you notice, what happens with the B is I do not stay on the B. On the, excuse me, not the B, the F sharp. I do not stay on the F sharp. I use that as a movement to get to the G. Why? Because again, the F sharp is out of the key of C, so it creates a dissonance. So I need to get something that has a nice tonic sound according to the key that I'm playing in. So I come off and I use the G. You see that? So that's one rule of thumb that I'll do. And you could do that with any slash chord. So for example, I had G, right? We have C, right? Let's go back to the top. So you have here I am. We have, right? And I'm adding a fifth. You see that? I'm adding C over E. So I did the same thing. Right? I did the fifth to the sharp fifth. So you could even do that to get a more melodic tonic sound where you're going back to the octave. So you come back to the root, I should say. So I'm staying on the E, right? And I'm doing a movement, B. So see that? So let's do that again. So C. See that? Right? Now, I know you're probably noticing how I'm playing my chords. You're probably like, but G is not in the F chord, or D is not in the C chord, and you might be saying that. Well, I'm gonna explain that just right now. So what I love to do is I love to use seconds, or they can also be recognized as ninths in my major chords. So, meaning that, again, if we go back to the key of C, right? So I'm sorry, let me just look at some of these comments. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Felicia. Awesome. Awesome love. Awesome. So, now, in the key of C, right, we have C, D, E, right? F, right? G, right? A, B, C, right? So we have 1, 2. We have 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you notice, and it goes up 10, 11, 12, 13. That's how we get 13, 11 chords, but we'll do that in another video. But I have the 9, the second, actually the second and the 9 are the same thing. So what we call this is actually, we call this sus, what I'm about to play, we call this sus2 chords, which is also known as suspended seconds. So we have a major, right? And we take out, so what we do is we take out the third and we add the second. This is called a suspended second chord. So it has a different sound. So now watch, now instead of me playing this, I'm playing the regular, right? Major. Right? Major, C major, right? Right? Major, F. I'm just playing the second inversion, right? Because I'm playing the octave with the fifth here. So that's what you're seeing here. And then you're seeing that. Now, watch what happens when I play the suspended, seconds. It's a different sound. Oh, you hear that? This all, I'm not playing any thirds. So what happens, if you notice, it kind of creates a little more of an open sound. It gives it a little more color. So, and what, you know, some more advanced players, especially when you get a lot of color, they might play the second and they might play the third. Bless you, Sister Christina. Awesome. They might play this. Right, so now what's happening? I'm playing the full chord, right? And I'm adding a second, so omitting the third, I'm also doing that. Right, C over E. Now, the only feedback I have about doing that is that it's going to depend on your situation, especially if you're playing in a band with a lot of musicians, or if you're backing up a certain vocalist. That is a very closed sound. This is a closed sound. This is called a closed voicing. This is an open voicing, right? Or I could even have this. This is still a suspended second, right? This is suspended second if I'm in the key. I'm playing the F major, right? And I'm playing suspended second here. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the F and I'm putting it on the top, which is one of our inversions. And that's an open voicing, because the notes are more spread out. They're the same notes, but they're more spread out. But I can have same notes in the close. So what happens with open voicings, you're going to get, it can be easier for the singer to kind of move around and, you know, manipulate and do inflections and things like that. So, so I want to show you guys the power of the slash chord. So slash chord is going to help you determine movement for your foundation. Because sometimes, you know, especially when we're starting out, we can be playing something like this. Let's just say we're playing this. Let's say we're going to take out all the slash chords, right? We're going to take out the B. We're going to take out the E. So we're going to play a C. So let me show you what it will look like. We're just going to play this right now. So we're just going to play a C, a G, a C, and an F. Now what's going to happen is this is what it's going to sound like. Kind of sounds funny, right? It's like That's not how the song is written, and it loses the color. So the slash chords are so important because they're gonna keep the color of the structure of the song, and they're gonna give you the movement of how you're moving the song, even with you keeping the melody and the harmony intact. So, so this is I just want you guys to work on this technique and really listen, especially when you listen to the songs. Listen to those chords, those slash chords. You might be hearing that, you're like, oh wait, that bass is moving, because you want to be able to have some kind of color to your playing, some color when you're playing. So you guys, so in wrapping up, I want you guys to, I saw Felicia, she said, wow, you put my thoughts in writing, that's awesome. So in response to that, I want some of you guys to put your comments in the chat, or put your questions. If you have some questions, I want to answer some questions really quick before we go. So go ahead, guys, and I want to hear your questions right now. I want to hear if you guys have any questions, and I'll be able to hopefully answer those really quick for you and give you some understanding, okay? So this is the power of slash chords, okay? So guys, I want you to be able to, use that in your playing, because once you get fluid, now, and I'm not doing anything different in my left hand than I was doing that I just showed you. I'm using the fifth, I'm moving, I'm adding the fifth on my octave. All I'm doing is now I'm doing little things in my right hand, and we'll do that in another video, other little techniques and tricks that I've learned. But it's the slash chord, it's the ability of the slash chord that allows me to kind of be able to be free in my right hand to do that. So go ahead, guys, write me a question in there. I'm just gonna wait for some of the questions to come through. And so then you'll start getting even more advanced, and you'll be able to add more color. What am I doing there? I don't know if you guys watch my video on major seconds and ninths. I have another video on the channel, and I explain this concept right here, adding the ninth in your left hand and the tenth. And you can go back to that video, it's in the channel. If you write using major seconds and ninths, it should come up. And and that's one of the things I'm doing right here. And, you get such a nice, so you can get a nice open full sound, or you can get a nice closed full sound. I like open sounds though, because it gives more space, especially with worship music. You gotta think about, your job is to create an atmosphere. You're there to create an atmosphere to bring the presence of God in. You're there to set a platform, whether it's for you as ministering, or you're accompanying someone. You want to, the goal is to create a platform. The goal is to create an atmosphere for that person. So I like to use nice, full, open voicings. Why? Because the way I relate is that open voicing allows the Spirit of God to come in. Why? Because the Spirit is nothing but space. It's all around us. The Holy Spirit just moves freely. It's like water. The Holy Spirit it just moves however Holy Spirit wants. So by me keeping a nice, open voicing like that, I'm able to create that space. Maybe create that space. All right. So I don't know. I guess nobody has any questions. I was kind of waiting. Guess nobody has any questions. I was waiting. But guys, I want to thank you so much for being on this stream. I apologize. I was trying to do this at 1:30, but it's been snowing like crazy out here. It's a little better now. I'm in New York, so I was dealing with the weather. But guys, I want to thank you for being on this stream. Again, guys, go ahead and if you really want to learn more advanced concepts, and I have all these things broken down in my videos, Like I said, there's over 35 hours worth of material up there, and I'm always adding more content. So you'll definitely be able to, I believe, learn a lot and really help elevate your worship. And I said, go join the site. I want to help the worship leader, help the musician. That way I can help you guys move forward, and it's not going to break your bank. So you go to King's Worship, kingsworshipacademy.com. Or if you just want to get the free book, go ahead and get the free book. And, I'll send some emails as well with some content in there to help explain things. Or if you're new to King's Worship, want to check out the music, go to kingsworship.com. I have a lot of music there as well, MP3s and stuff like that. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for being on the stream. I'm going to wait another 30 seconds, see if I see any questions come in. Otherwise, I'm going to get going. And tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow for Wednesdays. We'll be doing wealth and wellness Wednesdays. Excuse me, got tongue twisted. We're gonna be doing wealth and wisdom Wednesdays tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm going to be talking about money. So we're going to be talking about money and wealth and how it is a necessity in your life and how it's going to really help you. I've been able to create this platform and to really help people, and also be able to create an income using the internet. So I want to help you guys understand the power of the age that you live in to be able to use the resources around you to create a life for yourself and not be a slave to wages. So guys, thank you so much for being on the stream, and I'll see you soon, and see you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye, guys. All right, good night. All right. Praise God.